I'm Heyzeus, and this video is gonna have a look at the CSGO Iceberg. Now, if you're familiar with icebergs, you'll know that most of the iceberg is beneath the surface where you can't actually see it, and generally speaking, it goes pretty deep. And we're going to be applying this to CSGO. There are a lot of theories about this game that suggest there is a lot more going on beneath the surface that you can't actually see, and we're going to be diving in to have a closer look and figure out just how deep things go. So this video is sponsored by Skin Wallet, the skins marketplace where you can sell your skins for real cash, more about them later. Now, there are many small unanswered questions about CSGO. Was Twist the model for Safecracker Boltzmann? Is Don Hachi Gabe Neal's secret account? And is this sticker based on Anomaly? But we are not going to be focusing on the small stuff. We're going after the big fish. So without any further delays, let's get into our first theory.
Oh, crap.
So, cheating.
So I know that I legged him, I know there's a smoke there, so I go for a chance knife kill, I knife him, and then I die like an idiot.
According to the CSGO Steam forums, they're literally everywhere in every game and CSGO is dead as a result. But if you look past this gaggle of screeching morons, you might notice CSGO is currently in the middle of a 3-year-long growth streak, which is a bit odd for a game that apparently has a cheater in every match. But on the other hand, it's true the game does have a cheating problem to some extent. Many people's experiences are ruined by cheaters, but we're not interested in Timmy and his $5 wall hack in this iceberg. Instead, we're interested in pro players who cheat. Now, there's been a few pros who've been vacked over the years. Pros like Callie.
Seriously? No. Seriously? No.
Not to mention Emilio.
Did Emilio just get vac banned? What?
Yes, he did. But these guys were both banned all the way back in 2014. And since then, there's only really been one high profile case of a pro player getting banned. And that would be this little buckaroo who got himself banned for cheating on stage in 2018. But we actually don't care about these guys either. We're only interested in the pros who didn't get caught, allegedly. Now, most people have heard about the Flusher accusations. He's basically CSGO's most wanted man.
Don't mind the sound, guys. It's just my aim lock.
But he was not the only guy to face accusations. Amongst the many other suspects were Shox, Bialy, Config, and the Brazilian guys, just to name a few. This clip with Shox gives you a good idea about what people are looking for, too.
I think he'd come down. If he can get this pick, this would be huge, but Shoxy.
He's like, I know, and he loses the duel.
Basically, the argument was that this movement here was the aim lock being used as a kind of light wall hack to identify where players were, although clearly if Shox was walling, it did not save his ass in this situation. Now, the abundance of clips like these, combined with a lack of actual new vac bans after Callie and Emilio, led to a kind of hysteria in the community. One person who reacted to this was Dan M, who made some legitimately funny videos on the alleged cheating problem.
Crisp, clean lock, boys. Doesn't get more horseshit than that.
And another guy was called YeTheMao1. Now, this guy wanted to draw more attention to what he saw as a widespread cheating problem in professional CS. And to do that, he founded a subreddit called VacSucks, and this subreddit would be the spawning ground, not to mention the namesake, of the VacSucks theory. Now, it's worth noting that our friend YeTheMao was not the torchbearer for this theory. In fact, he retracted his position on cheating and went off to start posting memes on Twitter instead. I forget what he calls himself now, but it doesn't matter. But what is more important is the massive conspiracy that was cooked up on VacSucks. So, all those dodgy clips you see of pros doing really suspicious stuff, they had an explanation for it. Basically, the pros are cheating. All of them, or at least most of them. And Valve, they know. They have proof they could ban these guys if they wanted to, but they're afraid of the damage it'll do to the reputation of CSGO, so instead, they are intentionally covering it up. Valve knows, the players know, the teams know, the tournament organisers know, the talent know, but they're all in cahoots with each other to prevent the truth from getting out and keep the wool over the public's eyes. I mean, how else could you possibly explain his shots like this?
He could be learning. Oh my god, the wall bang headshot!
Now, this theory isn't as popular as it used to be. Interest in cheating at the pro level gradually declined from 2017 on, but it still has its followers. In fact, last year, Starix, the former coach of Na'Vi and legendary 1.6 pro, claimed that Valve actually covered up Flash's cheating to protect CSGO's reputation. But how plausible is this, really? Well, clearly, pros have cheated before. I mean, they got caught by VAC, and if some players got caught, well, it is likely that some other players did get away with it. Sure, some of the evidence is pretty dumb. Oh no, he wallbanged a regular wallbang spot. Somebody lock this madman up. But there are also some pretty weird clips that don't have obvious explanations, and a lot of it just comes down to deductive reasoning anyway. If Callie got caught cheating, someone else probably did get away with it. But of course, VaxSucks isn't claiming that just a few pros cheated, it's claiming they pretty much all cheated, and that everyone is in cahoots to cover it up because otherwise CSGO would be literally destroyed. And this theory doesn't work quite as well. Firstly, Valve doesn't even make money off Pro CS. They're making tons of money off this loot box racket they've got going, so they don't really need it. They don't actually have a strong motive, and that's a problem since Valve is pretty much the most important party in the entire thing. Secondly, the theory requires basically everyone to permanently keep their mouth shut forever, which when you've got Valve, the teams, the players, the tournament organisers and the talent involved is basically never going to happen and makes the whole theory completely ridiculous. I mean, most people on VaxSucks think that Richard Lewis and Thorin are in on it. Now, do you seriously think that these two egomaniac blowhards who spend their days literally ranting and raving about everything on the internet are going to be complicit in something like this? Get lost. VaxSucks is stupid, it's absurd. It wouldn't surprise me if a few pros were cheating and didn't get caught back in the day, but this VaxSucks theory, it's ridiculous, and I don't buy it for a moment. So, for a long time, there's been rumours in the community that a large and extraordinarily dodgy multinational has been quietly buying up skin sites and case opening sites and other stuff like that, without telling anyone. Which sites? Exactly? How many? Well, that part was always a bit murky, but what was consistent about this rumour is that apparently it was this one same company buying them all. Now, there was never any hard proof behind these rumours, they were just that, rumours, but that did not stop Monarch, the owner of a website called CSGO Empire, from starting a massive tweet chain calling out what he called the hashtag CSGOcase Mafia, and he accused a stack of websites of being part of this and drew a lot of public attention to this theory. Now, make no mistake, Monarch is a competitor to these sites. He's got a business motive to draw attention to this, but on the other hand, a lot of skin sites he called out are absolute cesspools, sometimes even advertising gambling to children, which is bad, that's really bad, so given that, I'm not terribly sympathetic. But there was a fundamental problem with this theory, and that was evidence, or more specifically, the fact that there wasn't any other than a bunch of hearsay and speculation. In fact, it's so tenuous that I'm not even going to name the company that's accused of running the hashtag CSGOcase Mafia, because I don't have anything to back it up. But rather than specifically accusing someone, I want to ask a slightly different question. Could a CSGOcase Mafia actually exist? Is it possible that a big business would go and buy up most of the skins websites out there without anyone noticing? And even if they could, would they want to? Well, long story short, the answer is yes, and yes. First of all, a lot of skin sites aren't necessarily the most reputable businesses and don't always have public faces associated with them, or even if they do, these aren't the actual owners. So, for example, when FaZe Clan set up CSGO Wild to fund their CSGO team, FaZe Banks got a guy called Gauges from Top Trending to pretend to be the owner, even though it was actually him. And if the owner isn't public, well, it's pretty easy to buy one of these things out without anyone knowing. And there's also very, very good reasons why a big corporation might want to do this. First of all, these types of businesses, particularly the case opening sites, are insanely profitable, even if legally a bit dubious, but of course, that doesn't matter if you're based in a country that doesn't care. And a lot of these skins websites will regularly try to undercut each other at the expense of their own profits to grow their market share. But if you own most of the websites, well, you can put a stop to that, and suddenly owning these websites is a lot more profitable. And then on top of that, you can centralize coding and development resources and marketing resources, all that sort of stuff, to make them a lot cheaper to run. So there's massive benefits to buying out a whole bunch of these sites, and I can easily see why a big company might try and do that. Now, is the CSGOcase Mafia real? I don't know, but the idea behind it is definitely plausible, and if it hasn't happened yet, it might still happen in the future. Now, if you're into CSGO, you'll no doubt be aware of this defining feature, loot boxes. Basically, they're a system where the community gives Valve billions of dollars for something Valve then creates out of thin air. And I mean billions of dollars. The most recent estimate is that we've opened something like 908 million of them, which is about 2.2 billion US dollars. So, sounds like a pretty good racket to me. But it may not be all sunshine and rainbows behind the scenes. You see, for years, there's been allegations that Valve deliberately rigged these things to try and turn their players into addicts. Now, there's two particular places where Valve is accused of rigging cases. Firstly, with YouTubers. I'll give you a nice personal example too. You see, a little while ago, I did a case unboxing battle with Anomaly, Sapnap, On a Pixel, and Frankfurter, and in this battle, I had insanely good luck. So, I got another knife, talent dropper! The best luck I'd ever had, actually. So, I made a video of it. It was a good video, I was happy with it anyway, but all was not well in the comment section. In fact, I got quite a few comments like this. This is so fake. Are we to believe that a guy who promotes CSGO skins websites and makes his living from CSGO skins wins a knife on his second opening? Other people open hundreds of cases and never get a knife. The odds of getting a knife are 0.02%, but these guys want you to think it's so easy, so you spend all your money and get skins that are worth 3 cents. Like, hey, I just watched a commercial for a casino, and on it, a guy won $1 million. I'm running to the casino now, idiots. Now, a quick note, the actual odds of getting a knife are 0.26%, not 0.02%, so about 13 times higher, but regardless, you see what I'm talking about here, and I'm not the only CSGO YouTuber to face these sorts of accusations. In fact, pretty much all of them that upload knife unboxings get the same thing. And on top of that, a lot of people also think Valve rigs CSGO cases for new players so they're more likely to get something good when they're just starting out, therefore encouraging them to keep opening the things. And I can use another one of my videos for a good example of this, because about 6 months ago, I decided to actually test this theory out. Now, I did not find any evidence of it in this video. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen, I just couldn't find any evidence for it. But regardless of what I found, the believers were definitely there in my comment section. I think they're rigged because I got a knife after my first 10 cases. I got an Orgasm off my first 10 Phoenix cases when I started CSGO, so I guess it's rigged. It is rigged. Got a knife in 4th case ever. A year later I made an old account and opened a crown foil in 2 capsules. I think it is because I opened a new account, got Prisma case and opened it and got a pink. What, a pink in a Prisma case? That case is trash pinks. But anyway, the point is that a lot of people think these cases are rigged, and they have anecdotes to back it up. So we've got our 2 allegations. They're pretty simple, and lots of people seem to believe them. But how likely are they? Well, let's start with the YouTubers. Let's address the allegations against me. Now, I like this comment a lot. And the reason is that this guy actually explains himself rather than just shouting rigged, and gives a breakdown of why he thinks what he does. That is a quality negative comment, sir. And about the luck in this video, anyone who watches my Twitch streams would know I've done about 20 unboxings on stream with anything from 200 to 1,500 cases, and I've had good luck in only 3 of them and been pretty much destroyed in all the others. The idea that I have exceptionally good luck is just plain wrong. In fact, if anything, my luck has been worse than average, but I've done a ton of case unboxings and obviously I'm gonna have good luck once in a while. But in this guy's defense, I don't upload the bad case unboxings, not because I want to mislead the audience, but because they're boring and people wouldn't want to watch them. And every other YouTuber that uploads case unboxings does the same thing, because that's what people want to watch. But it does give a misleading impression of how lucky YouTubers are. Now, maybe Valve does rig cases for some YouTubers, but here's the thing. If those YouTubers are only uploading highlights of their case unboxings anyway and making themselves look super lucky, why would Valve need to rig their cases? There's no real point, is there? And that's why this theory has always seemed super unlikely to me. But what about for new players? Well, again, I don't really buy it. Sure, there's plenty of people that talk about how they got something good in their first few cases, but that kind of makes sense when you think about it. You see, you've actually got a 7.7% chance of getting a covert or a gold in your first 10 cases. And if 10 million people have opened at least 10 cases over the past 7 years since cases were released, well, that means 770,000 got something good in their first 10 cases. That is a lot. No wonder you hear these stories. And also, if Valve were rigging stuff for new players, it would probably inflate the number of knives that are around and people would notice something's wrong by looking at databases like float.db. And I've never heard of any anomalies like that popping up, so it's a real nail in the coffin to this theory for me. It's still not impossible, but I'm definitely labelling this one as unlikely as well. And one final point in case you think I'm being too generous to Valve. Keep in mind, a case is not a slot machine. Valve make the same amount from you opening a case, regardless of whether you get a 3-cent skin or a $20,000 skin. They don't have a huge reason to rig these things, and although it's true we don't know exactly how these things work, I honestly doubt that there's anything dodgy going on. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe, massively appreciated, and a big thank you to Skin Wallet for sponsoring this video. Skin Wallet is a skins marketplace where you can sell your skins for real cash. It's quick, easy and safe to use with no hidden fees. You can log in through Steam and start selling your skins. If you're looking to buy, there are a ton of skins on sale for huge discounts, and you can deposit straight from Visa and MasterCard with no extra hidden fees and save a lot of money on your skins buying this way. If you need money even more quickly, Skin Wallet offers the best instant sell prices for mid-tier skins of any website, allowing you to get paid out within minutes. Skin Wallet also has 24/7 customer service for whenever you have a problem. Link is in the pinned comment. I recommend checking them out. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your gut. I'm Heyzeus. Thanks for watching. See ya.